All right. Here we go. Let's see. So, I wanted to start this broadcast by just talking about a couple things. First of all, that I appreciate everybody and everything that they've done for me. And I was at 27 subscribers something like 2 months ago. And here I am at 2,500 subscribers. And just wanted to thank a couple people. Mikey Decrepit, who said at 17 subscribers that I deserve more subscribers, and he hoped to see that day. I don't even know if Mikey still watches me, but I appreciate that because it really made me get to where I am today. I thank you so much. Carolyn Maybe, also, always encouraging me. There's a lot of people. MAGA Immune Mama, thank you for everything. I appreciate all of you guys. And this is my first real live stream, and I'm going to go ahead and get it started. So today we're going to look at some stuff, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and have some laughs, as hard as it is nowadays to actually laugh at some of this stuff, as it's actually quite depressing. But we're going to give it a chance. We're going to see if we can. And I'd like to start it off by taking a look at a dude named Micheal Knowles, who is the strangest little man I have ever seen in my life. And he has some very, very different ideas that are perhaps, just maybe, influenced by his religious leanings. So let's get started. Let's take a look. All right. Micheal Knowles decided that he was going to hop in on the whole Budweiser, Bud Light drama, I guess is what you'd call it. It's kind of ridiculous. It's actually super sad that somebody puts out a transgender can and everybody starts to criticize what they are or aren't doing. But that's what this guy did, and he had a very strange take on that. So just wanted to take a look at this one. Let's see where we're at here. And let's see. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go.
Some really big breaking news. The really big breaking news, of course, is that Jack Daniels has gone drag. This right after Bud Light was caught sponsoring a transvestite, Dylan Mulvaney. A lot of pushback against this. Well, Jack Daniels, a while ago, I guess, sponsored this drag campaign. People have dug that up, and now they're giving Jack the old Bud Light treatment.
Listen, people, we have a party to plan, and we need to go get some decorations, and we need to get this going.
And this is the best part about all this Bud Light bullshit, is that now all of a sudden you're seeing all these people that are stopping drinking Bud Light. They've decided they're not going to drink Bud Light, which is fine with me. I don't give a shit. I don't drink Bud Light either. But they're going to stop drinking Bud Light because they're super mad about all this transgender stuff and that apparently drinking Bud Light is now going to make you gay. But the hilarious part about it is they don't have anywhere to go from there. It doesn't matter who you decide to drink with, whether it's Bud Light or Coors Light or Sam Adams. Every one of these places has transgender or pride affiliated campaigns that they have launched at one point or another, and this one happens to be Jack Daniels. Now, as a person that enjoys as a person that enjoys whiskey, I can tell you that Jack Daniels is not really high up on my list of whiskeys. So, I appreciate them supporting the LGBT community, but to be honest with you, Jack Daniels isn't my style. But these people, apparently, this is what they're into. This is what they like. This is their drink of choice is shitty whiskey. And this guy went and found this campaign because this is what he drinks.
Honey, we're expecting people. My gosh, she looks so stunning in every single one of my dresses to the nines.
We gotta get some Jack Daniels fire.
Party Lynchburg has ever seen. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Isn't Lynchburg a dry county?
Let's do it. We should make a Jack Fire Cranberry. Yes, we should.
Jack Fire Cranberry.
Trump is so terrible.
Drag campaign. People have.
Happy Pride.
Isn't Lynchburg a dry county?
Let's do it. We should make a Jack Fire.
He said, isn't Lynchburg a dry county? Isn't Lynchburg a dry county? Only this man would know that.
Cranberries. Yes, we should.
Jack Fire Cranberry. Fill a lowball glass with ice. You have 1.5 ounces of Jack.
He's taking notes. He looks very interested. He looks very interested in the makings, the recipe for this drink. That's all I'm saying.
Jack Fire with 4 ounces of cranberry juice.
We invited all of Lynchburg,
Okay, first of all, this looks like an extremely good time, and I wish I was part of it.
so I wonder who's going to show up.
Well, let's see who shows
Who's
up.
our...
He's enjoying it. He likes this commercial. I'm just saying. Shit looks fabulous.
All right, you get the idea. It goes on for a little while. Now, everyone's criticizing Jack Daniels, especially on the right. I, however, don't have a huge problem with this.
I don't think he has any problem with it. I think he's trying to manufacture some outrage so that way he can stay on the team. I don't know if he's for their team.
I don't have a huge problem. I have a huge problem with Bud Light. I have less of a huge problem with this because
I have a feeling I know why.
it's not that Jack is advertising their regular Jack Daniels here. It's not good old number 7, okay? It's not that Jack is
It's not their $19 bottle?
advertising their Gentleman Jack, their higher-end whiskey. You saw it. The specific
Did you just call it high-end whiskey? My friend.
product that they are advertising here is Jack Fire. It's their ripoff of Fireball cinnamon-flavored whiskey. And 100% of the people who drink Jack Fire are at least homosexuals.
That's a hell of a statement. That's a hell of a statement. 100% of all people that drink Jack Fire are homosexual. That is one hell of a statement, Mr. Michael Knowles.
At least. They might be trans, they might be.
I'm going to guess that there's a couple conservative dudes out there right now, like taking a bottle of Fireball cinnamon or whatever the fuck, Jack Daniels cinnamon, throwing it in their trash can real quick.
Drag queens, it's not a heterosexual beverage. I don't even think women really drink it. I think if women are going to take a shot of one of these kind of frou-frou cinnamon things, they'll probably just drink Fireball. Jack has that bite to it. It's more of a man's drink.
This dude is so strange. Okay, so it's only homosexual dudes that are drinking it. This is what he's going for. This is a specifically gay-orientated whiskey product. Okay, all right. It's a hot take.
Drink, albeit a man who's a little bit light in his Lynchburg loafers. So in this case, you have Jack Daniels marketing a foppish drink to a foppish crowd of people.
Okay, I was going to say something about the loafers comment. Then I let it go. But now we're saying foppish? We're going to say loafers and foppish? I have some questions about Mr. Michael Knowles.
All right. That's fair enough, right? That doesn't offend me. What if
it seems to offend you? I know this guy's confusing. He's mildly confused.
offends me is when Bud Light
tell me.
markets a drink that is only consumed by frat stars and construction workers and dudes at baseball games and markets that.
Okay, in defense of all dudes at baseball games, I'm just going to throw it out there. It's the only thing that we have to drink, okay? It's not our fault. We're there. We're at the game. We tried to sneak in some alcohol. It didn't work out. We had to drink Bud Light.
That to transvestites who actually claim to be women and who dance around and make awful caricatures of women all
How dare they dance around?
the time. That bugs me. That's a real finger in the eye of the customer base of Bud Light. But for Jack, that's okay. I don't mind. So as long as they don't do it to old number 7, that's okay. That's fine. It fits. It fits.
What whiskey does he think they're adding cinnamon to? You think they came up with a whole nother product? That's just old number 7 with cinnamon in it, bro.
I don't mind
I guess you gotta tell yourself what you gotta tell yourself, though, right?
when weird cultural movements
Exactly, diggable.
are at least coherent or semi-coherent What bothers me is when the LGBT gay Gestapo just tries to colonize everything else.
Did he just call it the LGBT gay Gestapo? You gotta have a whole team of people to think of this shit, man. Oh, man.
Try to go in and take normal products, sports bras from Nike, and then put them on this dude and say, just do it. No, I don't want to do that. I don't do that.
I think he does that.
Or when drag queens go in and they start jiggling for elementary school students.
Okay, someone needs to put that to rest. That isn't happening, dude. There's no drag queens debasing themselves by going into elementary schools and shaking what they got for children. It's not happening. Stop saying it's happening. You're just trying to make people afraid. And what you're trying to make people afraid of is people that aren't doing anything that you should be afraid of. That's stupid.
Drag queens, if you're going to have a drag queen show, that belongs in a weird part of town in some weird kind of seedy cabaret late at night with a guy checking.
Okay, this dude knows where the drag queen shows are. I'm just saying, he seems to know a lot about drag queens, and he seems to know a lot about the drinks that they like specifically.
IDs at the door, if you're going to have it at all. It certainly doesn't belong in elementary schools. That's the real.
How did we get here? How did we get here, Mr. Micheal Knowles? Well, this is what I have to say about that. Mr. Micheal Knowles, I started watching this stuff, and Mr. Micheal Knowles, he got me going. He got me looking down the rabbit hole for what was going on there, and this is what we ended up with. We ended up with Mr. Micheal Knowles making another video. He seems to be mildly obsessed with these people, but yet another video about a transgender and the issues that he has with them. And first of all, I want to start off with what is Pure Talk? Okay, that's a weird promo. I don't know what that is.
Service. They're backing it up with a 100% money-back guarantee. Go to puretalk.com, enter promo code knowles to save 50% off your first month. That is puretalk.com. Promo code knowles. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless.
Okay.
The transgender issue ultimately is a religious debate. Does man have a nature made in the image and likeness of God? Or is man his own creation? Is man
diggable? I'm just going to say it. Projection seems to be what I'm going with. It just seems we're about to see some stuff. We're going down. We're following, what do they call it? Follow the money? Well, I'm following something. It ain't money, but I'm following something.
Ultimately accountable only to himself and entitled to do whatever he so pleases.
Okay.
Whether that is doing drugs, whether that is doing weird sex stuff, whether that is chopping off
weird sex stuff. Doing drugs or doing weird sex stuff. Dude, this guy, he is married. He is married. Can you imagine being married to this man? Can you imagine being the beard on this man? Okay. I'm just saying, all the signs are there.
Off his own body parts and denying reality, that man is his own God. Ye shall be his gods. That's the debate here.
Is it?
And so it's no wonder that the debate has come down to explicitly religious argumentation, certainly from the conservatives, but from the pro-transgender activists as well, including a man by the name of Charles Clymer, who now goes by Charlotte and wears a pearl necklace and says that he's a woman, on Joy Reid's show, discussing how Christians get the transgender issue totally wrong.
I think children are only unsafe at drag shows when a shooter shows up to kill them.
That's right.
That sounds fucking logical.
That's where the threat is. I would challenge anyone just to get to know trans people. We are a vibrant,
also sounds pretty fucking logical,
diverse community, as diverse as anyone else. You know, I'm from the great state of Texas. I served in the military. I go to church every Sunday. My faith is very important to me. But God made me in her image. God made me transgender.
Isn't it ironic that the people who insist that we all respect their preferred pronouns refuse to respect God's preferred pronouns? God
has pronouns? Isn't it a God? Does God have a gender? I don't think it does. I would think that if there is a God, that it does not have a gender.
God who refers to himself as he, him, his. God the Father, God the Son. We have to respect Charles Clymer's preferred pronoun.
Okay, first of all, you're not respecting that trans woman's pronouns, so we can start there. But let's just go ahead and let's go down that rabbit hole. God is a he, him, his. He's a father, a son. He didn't write that, or they didn't write that, or them. God is a being? We don't even understand that. You can't explain what God is. How can you explain what gender it is? It's he, him, his. No, that the Bible was written by a person. It wasn't written by God. The book didn't like appear one day just on the shores of a beach. Somebody wrote that shit.
As fictional though they may be. But he insists that God himself, not just you and me, God himself must be refashioned after Charles's own absurd vision.
Now, you have already fashioned God after your own absurd vision. So what is different between that person choosing to do it in their own vision, which in my opinion seems much more inclusive and welcoming, than what you're already doing? I'm just saying.
Then he goes on to attack Christians for saying otherwise, including your favorite podcast host.
What do you feel when you have somebody like Micheal Knowles say at CPAC, we need to eradicate transgenderism, and when somebody like Tucker Carlson says that transgender people are at war with Christians?
I can't see Christ in their words. That's for damn sure.
I don't know what to say. Charlotte, there is 100% correct. I can't see Christ in your words. I'm not even a Christian. But I can tell you I probably know more about actually treating people well than that Christian man does, because I'll be honest with you, Charlotte sounds like the one that's preaching the gospel.
I can't see where the biblical principles of loving your neighbor and walking the walk with Christ that they can see. I can't see what they're seeing right now, because that's not of Christ. It's not.
I have no doubt that Charles...
Let me stop you there, Michael. Let's just be honest. This man doesn't represent Christ. If Jesus was a real dude, and I actually have a belief that Jesus was a real dude, I believe he is an amazing carpenter. And I think that back in the day, walking around in some Birkenstocks and a nice loose robe, hanging out with prostitutes and whipping some tax collectors, I think Jesus was the hippie that I grew up with. The hippie of the 70s that was live and let live. I don't think Jesus in any way, shape, or form is represented by what you see in Christianity nowadays. Jesus is supposed to be the love one another, treat each other well. Don't look down on your fellow man, but help him up. You think that Jesus would have boycotted the NFL over Colin Kaepernick? I don't think he would have. Do you think that Jesus would go on Micheal Knowles' show and start talking trash about transgender people? I don't think he would have. That's pretty insane.
Clymer can't see all kinds of things. Because Charles Clymer looks in the mirror and sees a woman. Charles Clymer looks in the Bible and he sees the words he and him, and he sees she and her. Charles Clymer has a...
Okay, what do they have to black out right there? What was that? Do you think that Jesus would come on the show and have to black out a bunch of words that he said about, one of his brothers and sisters? Because I don't think he would.
That's why he indulges the transgender ideology, because he has
Okay. I just read that man's lips. I'm going to say what that man just said. He just said has a big old cock. Okay? 100% that's what he said. Do you think that is what Jesus would say? Do you think Jesus would come on Micheal Knowles' show and disparage his brothers and sisters because we're supposedly all God's children, right? Jesus is installing kitchen cabinets and granite countertops. I'm just saying, he was an amazing carpenter. He's one hell of a carpenter. Just saying it. But do you think that Jesus really would go on Micheal Knowles' show and just, make jokes about this person to disparage them and make them feel worse about themselves? Well, one of the things that I've been trying to show with some of these clips is exactly where I ended up myself with what Micheal Knowles is showing here, because I think Micheal has some things in his closet. I think Micheal, I think he might be projecting a bit. So I ended up, as we're going down this route, as we're looking at stuff, and this is what we ended up seeing. This is a short for Mr. Micheal Knowles, and I just want you guys to listen a little bit of this.
Has just become the latest company to sponsor Dylan Mulvaney. You know, that regular Bud Light consumer, guy getting off a hard day of work over in construction or something. He comes home.
He said construction or something. This dude doesn't know what regular dudes do, okay? He has zero idea what kind of job a normal dude does.
What does he want to do? He wants to crack open a can with a transvestite on it. Is that right? I'm not so sure about that.
Look, until the advent of craft beer, just saying, I didn't know what the hell was on the front of any beer I drank. Okay, so until craft beer came along, and I was like, oh, that's a sick-ass skeleton on a fucking ship, and it's ghost and on some waves and some crazy stuff going on. There's a dog with sunglasses. I didn't know what the hell was on the front can of a beer. But I can tell you this, in the very few number of times that I've actually drank like a Bud Light type of beer, I didn't ever care what was on the front of a can. I don't care if it's a guy, if it's a girl, if it's a trans person. I'm buying it to drink the beer.
I really lucked out on the whole Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney controversy because I have never really cared for Bud Light all that much at all. And in fact, my preferred canned alcohol, White Claw, is already so gay that it does not need to prove its LGBT bona fides by sponsoring a transvestite. So I'm totally fine here.
Okay. Who the hell says bona fides? Is that how you pronounce that word? Have I been doing this wrong the whole time? Or is that dude, hiding something? Bona fides?
I will continue to enjoy my delicious canned black cherry and mango hard seltzer drinks. Bud Light.
Okay. Drinks White Claw. Says bona fides. What was the other ones? He said loafers. Fop. I don't know. This dude's either from like the medieval ages or just saying. So, anyways, we go a little bit farther because, look, man, I don't want to be on the wrong side of history. Okay, I'm not trying to get in here and give our boy Micheal Knowles a hard time if he's trying to suppress some things and he feels like he's not capable in his current company of coming out and saying some things that may upset some people that are in his base. So I just wanted to make sure, and I went and I Googled, I researched, is Mr. Micheal Knowles gay? And this is what I came up with, folks. All right. This is from The Independent. And it came up with conservative who called for transgenderism to be eradicated, played queer character in student film. That's not so bad. I don't have a problem with that. I think, if he's trying to get in the drama club, he just wants to, he's looking for a film to play. He's looking for a part, right? So we get down here and we start looking at a couple things. It says, Micheal Knowles, the Daily Wire commentator who called for transgenderism to be eradicated. And let's just talk about that language, transgenderism to be eradicated. That's not something that can be taken out of context. You're literally calling for it to be eradicated. And let me ask you a question, Micheal Knowles. How do you expect to eradicate transgenderism? Because if those are your words, I would like to hear what your plan is for that. That sounds, I don't know, a little aggressive. Anyways, from Public Life at CPAC last month, reportedly starred in a student film as a queer character and dressed in drag in previous years. Does it sound familiar? Because this sounds a whole lot like all the politicians that came out against gay people that were later found to be making secret hand signals underneath bathroom stalls, looking for gay sex. I'm saying, Mr. Knowles, if you want to come out, I support you in that. Daily Dot reported on Monday that when Knowles was in college at Yale University in 2012, he starred in a student film entitled The House of Shades. In the film, which runs just over 15 minutes, Knowles plays a queer man who seduces another young man at a nightclub he belongs to. I've just got to say that, first of all, welcome, Carolyn. Carolyn, I give you a shout out. I love you, Carolyn. English must not be his primary language because he's making up new ones as he goes along. That's what I'm saying, Most Daft. I don't know. Where'd that word come from? That sounded like French or something. Stole that. But The House of Shades. So I went ahead. I wanted to check this out. I want to look at it. I want to see what this student film was about. You know? Maybe the man's just trying to, get his start, a la Ben Shapiro, who also was a failed, script writer. So, a lot of these guys, that's where they go. They try something. It doesn't work out for them. They kind of get shunned a little bit, and then they end up being an incel on the Daily Wire. So let's take a look at it. This is The House of Shades.
You afraid to go inside?
It's a student film. This is Micheal Knowles in the black jacket thing.
I can leave.
Oh! Okay, first of all, Mr. Micheal Knowles, that was really quick, dude. That was really quick. Just saying. I know some people that have a complaint about that kind of thing. Let's take a look at. Let's go ahead and watch the rest of the scene.
Wow. Thanks. Have you not done it with men?
Mind if we don't get into that?
Oh yeah, sure.
Have you not done it with men? Mind if we don't get into that? Okay. I'm just saying. I'm not out here. Allegedly, this character didn't want to get into that. It just seems like the playbook. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Now, if you guys want to watch the rest of this movie, it's not very good on the cinematography. It's pretty good for a student film, to be honest with you. But you can go ahead, and the link is right there in the chat bar there. If you guys felt that you needed to go watch the rest of this movie, which involves a lot of other scenes, I would suggest you go do that. Let's take a look. Where we at? Here we go. Just me. I can figure out how to run these cameras. That's right. Need to get my wife to actually help me out with these things. Let's take a look at some of the comments. First of all, like I said, Carolyn Maybe, thank you so much. Diggable, thank you for being my main commenter in there, keeping me going. You guys always give me so much support, and I really appreciate that, especially on my community posts. I know there's a lot out there that goes on in this world that can be pretty depressing, and we had some recent events that made it even worse. But you guys actually keep me going and make me, keep that positive attitude, because really I just like to make jokes and I like to have a good time, but people aren't making it easy. Let's see. Diggable AGP, don't know how you came up in my feed, but enjoy the ride. Just sub. Thank you, Diggable. Thank you, man. I appreciate that so much. Like I said, you guys keep me going. Let's take a look at one more. This is actually a Young Turks video, and this is why most of this stuff actually came up, was the other day when I was toying around messing with the live feed, trying to figure out how to do it so I didn't completely suck at my job when I got on here. I wanted to, make sure that the things were going right, and then a couple of you guys popped on, and as you guys always do, you guys kept me going. And I wanted to look at some stuff, and I ended up on one of my favorite subjects. My favorite subject, guys. Kid Rock. Okay. When I was like 18, I'm going to admit to something, an honest confession. When I was 18 and Ba What Da Ba, it just came out, and I Wanted to Be a Cowboy, it just came out, we rocked that because we didn't have a lot of other options. All right? The radio was only playing so many songs back then. But we went ahead and we would listen to Kid Rock, right? But that's probably the last time that I really cared about Kid Rock, for probably about 20 years, until I started doing this, until I started sitting down and really trying to actually play around with YouTube and see what it's all about and have a good time. And that's when I came on the We the People song. And I want to get to a point where I can play a little bit of that and enjoy you guys watching that video, because I think it was amazing. But we're about to have an ad break here in a second. I want you guys to, when we come back, we're going to check out a small video I saw from Kid Rock and his opinion on the whole Bud Light thing. All right, guys. See you in just a second. All right. Well, if you're back, I don't know how any of this stuff works, so you guys are going to help me out here. We just keep going. We're going to see what happens.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today.
I'm just glad at this point that Kid Rock has actually admitted that he's old as fuck. Because he is. He's old. Man, when I was like 18, you were like 35. That puts you at about 74 right now.
Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
Kid Rock doesn't know how to use the white balance on his camera. He looks like Donald Trump. Maybe that is Donald Trump. Okay, first thing I want to point out here. Kid Rock, you went out and bought all that beer. You literally went and bought the product. This is one of the funniest things about these videos that these people make, where they talk about Bud Light. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys can't even see this video. All right, there it goes. We'll start over. Sorry, second live stream.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today.
Let
me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
All right.
That angry man was...
So you guys saw it. Like, that's like I was saying, one of the craziest things about these people, they go out and they buy the product and they bring it home. I saw a lady, she put like a 6-pack of cans behind a wheel and then backed up over it. Another dude pulled a 30-pack out and took it and put it in the trash can. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you doing that? Why are you, if you are boycotting it, then just throw the shit in the trash? Like, why are you going out and purchasing more of their products? You're just making them more money. And to be honest with you, they don't care. This is actually super funny. This is a video from the Young Turks. Not the Damage Report. It's the other one, Rebel HQ. And this is actually super hilarious. And I want to watch this with you guys.
Robert James Ritchie, the washed-up right-wing outrage farmer, better known to older millennials like me as Mr. Kid Rock. And...
Oh, man.
Kiddo wants you to know that he's done drinking Bud Light after the brand expressed support for transgender Americans. See you later, Bobby. Now, ignoring the fact that Mr. Kid Rock had to buy all...
That's like this generation's Bye Felicia. See you later, Bobby.
all of those cases of Bud Light in order to shoot them up, this isn't the first time the right has gotten wound up over what the brands are up to.
Bud Light.
Remember when Tucker Carlson felt sexually...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we remember that, Tucker. That's a never forget moment right there, my friend.
Ignored by M&Ms? But there is something indescribably fun about watching MAGA morons buying their way into a boycott. In the days since Budweiser announced its new partnership, right-wing social media has been flooded with dopes like this.
You virtue-signaling bunch of cultural cuckolds.
Okay, first of all, what generation is that dude from? Like, what is that accent? He sounds like he's like a 20th or a 15th century, 14th century maybe. You bunch of cuckolds. And who uses cuckolds? Okay, everybody nowadays knows that you just call them cucks because that's modernization of old language. Cuckolds? Come on, nobody uses that anymore.
Or this, where one former Bud Light fan now finds himself forced to buy Coors so that he doesn't risk getting any of that wokeness in his beer.
Okay, that's about $12 to $15 worth of beer. First of all, you're not making that big of a statement, okay? Second, you have a Coke refrigerator, sir.
Bud Light, you look Coors Light. You might.
By the way, Coors Light also has a LGBT campaign that they've been running vigorously.
Figure out if you want to do the same.
Okay, he walks too slow. They had to speed this part up. Look, he's getting winded already.
This is where it now belongs. In the garbage.
There's just one problem. Have you guessed it yet? Here, I think this sums it up pretty well.
Outlet old. In with the new. Like I said, if you don't know, you should probably Google it.
I think he needs to Google it.
Ooh, I'm sorry, buddy. Now you're gay and woke. And worst of all, you're drinking Coors. Restrike.
Dude, 100%. All right. Look, I don't like any of that kind of beer. No Bud Light, no Coors Light, no Miller Light. I'm not into any of that stuff. But Coors Light is alcohol-flavored water, all right? It's like the Waterloo or Spindrift or La Croix of waters, okay? Or of beers. It literally doesn't taste like beer, and it also doesn't have any real beer in it.
And you are definitely out. Now, of course,
You're just going to be sober and upset. And a little bloated, to be honest.
Republicans are incapable of just chilling out and drinking a beer like a normal person. But this isn't just about the far-right's so-called war on wokeness. With their party facing legal threats from all directions, what the GOP needs more than anything is a distraction. One MAGA moron tweeted his prediction that Bud Light went woke and will now go broke, just like Coca-Cola. You know,
just like Coke, just like that refrigerator that literal moron had put his beer into.
The $270 billion company that straddles the world like a corn syrup-powered octopus. Look out, Budweiser. And when they aren't busy buying Bud Light just to pour it down the drain, some former Anheuser-Busch employees are actually helping the MAGA morons harass a bunch of people who had nothing to do with the brand's decision.
Sound familiar? It's kind of like the whole mask thing when everybody was going to retail stores and talking trash to people that worked there. Yeah, you weren't doing any good. The people that worked at stores that had enforced mask mandates didn't have any part of deciding that it was going to be a mask mandate, you morons.
I actually work for Anheuser-Busch, or I did. I quit a few days ago. I'm still wearing my Bud Light shirt, though.
Still wearing my Bud Light shirt, though?
But if you really want to get back a Bud Light, don't be throwing your beers away. Don't be crushing them. Send them to their logistics office and send it as certified mail. Then they have to come out of their logistics office. They have to sign for the mail, which were already...
Okay, let's just say it. This dude didn't quit. He got fired. Let's just say it. He didn't quit. He got fired. And now he's making this video. Unknown right-wingers making virtual signaling videos which they claim to hate. That's the playbook, right? That's what they do every single time.
Already understaffed at that office, but, I don't work anymore. I don't care. Send it as certified mail, so they have to sign for it, and then they're going to have hundreds of cases of Bud Light just sitting in the parking lot.
Now, this is a genuinely galaxy brain take, because not only are you getting rid of beer you already paid for, now you're paying even more money to send a heavy package by certified mail. And these are the people who think they can run the economy. Unfortunately, behind all of this,
ain't that the goddamn truth?
This laughable insanity is a very unfunny reality. Republicans like these MAGA morons continue to marginalize and otherize transgender Americans at every opportunity. And in too many cases, that's leading to anti-trans violence. Well, add Bud Light to the long list of companies the GOP refuses to support. For now, anyway. Because just like with Nike and Keurig and so many other targets of GOP brain rot, this protest won't achieve much beyond ridding the world of some unwanted suds. If you want to see more Republican antics...
And you remember that? Everybody should remember that. When Nike, or when Kaepernick did his thing and Nike put him on the front of everything and made him the biggest portion of their ad campaign, everybody said, fuck Nike, we're not going to do anything with Nike. How many of you conservative MAGA redneck types own Nike still? How many of you own a hat that's Nike still? How many of you own a jacket or a jersey that's Nike still? Plenty of you. I'm going to bet that most of you do. You know why? Because these big corporations put out products that they know that people will buy no matter how incensed they become by their rhetoric. You can't say that you'll never drink Bud Light again. What are you going to do at the monster truck rally? What if they're only offering Bud Light? You can't be sober for 2.5 hours at a monster truck rally. That's just not acceptable. If you guys could just help me out here and just stop bullshitting. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to get worked up about something. We're going to get mad about something. But I'm not going to make a video burning the shit I own, the things I paid for. I'm going to drink my beer. I'll smash the cans really hard. Okay? Like, no, dude. No one that has any sense is taking something that they paid for and dumping it in a trash can. Because at one point or another, they're like, we support LGBTQIA. All right? That just doesn't make any sense. Well, other than that, that was my whole rant on that bullshit. But there's a couple more things I wanted to talk about while we're on this live feed. And that was, let's go back here. Let's get it up. That's what she said. The other thing I wanted to talk about was something that I found to be absolute bullshit that's happened in the last few days. And that is to do with the Tennessee 3. That just happened, and I think that it's an amazing injustice that is happening for a couple of young people that finally got involved in politics and started to make what they believed were going to be some progressive paths to something that may in some way, shape, or form help their generation do better. And they were expelled for that. And I think that's absolute, complete, utter garbage. So let's take a look at who the three were first. So first of all, Representative Gloria Johnson. She is a 60-year-old white female who was a teacher who also had seen a school shooting at the school she had previously been in. She was given a office in a conference room, but no window when she was reelected because the majority of the people on this House legislature are Republican. And when she spoke out against the current speaker, she was given a conference room with no window. That's just some petty shit, okay? Representative Justin Jones, 27, youngest member of the state house, the first-term lawmaker, won the election in November to represent parts of Nashville. Prior to being elected, Jones was known for his activist work. In 2019, Jones led sit-ins and protests for the removal of a bust of Nathan Bedforest from the Tennessee state capitol. If you don't know who Nathan Bedforest was, he was the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. He was also a complete and utter piece of garbage. He was a cavalry general, I believe, at one point. He enlisted as a private, and he was one of the worst committers of atrocities during the Civil War on the worst side that you could possibly be on, the Confederates. This is a man who literally owned slaves, sold slaves, and then went around killing slaves. The Fort Pillow attack, where he murdered American soldiers and black soldiers as well, I mean, like to the man, was one of the worst atrocities of the Civil War. This young man, Justin Jones, led activism to remove a bust from the state capitol of this piece of shit. It's now in a museum where it belongs, because no, we shouldn't forget history, but we damn well shouldn't celebrate Nathan Bedford Forrest. The other person who lost their elect position, and Gloria Johnson actually did not, we'll get into that, but Justin Pearson was the other young man that lost his position on the House legislature. And Justin Pearson currently did represent parts of Memphis after being elected in a special election in January at 28 years old. Pearson became the second youngest lawmaker serving in the Tennessee House. That's behind our good friend Justin Jones there. Pearson is the son of an educator and a preacher. You'd think you conservatives would be all about that. Pearson became known in Memphis when he co-founded the grassroots organization Memphis Community Against the Pipeline to oppose a crude oil pipeline proposed for South Memphis. And one of the biggest things that I have a problem with here is that we constantly hear from specifically older white conservatives is that if young people want to make a difference, then they should, get in office. They should get elected. They should help form laws to change things. And then when these young people did, well, we know what happened. When they spoke up and they chose to say, I stand in support of Nashville's community that has just went through a complete tragedy, you ousted them from their office. Why? Because they stopped you for talking for 7 minutes. If I remember right, that's less time than the cop had his knee on the neck of George Floyd. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other things here. All right, here we go. Mikey! There you are, bro! I just wanted to say, Mikey, I don't know if you were here at the start, man. Big ups, bro. I love you so much. You supported me when I had 17 subscribers, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for hopping on and saying hi, man. I really do. I can't put into words how much that I appreciate that. You can make me cry, bro. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look at this. Sorry. All right, I got a little off there. Windows, here we go. All right. So this is CNN, okay? And this is actually the first young man who got ousted here. He was the first young man that was voted out. Let's take a look. Let's get a look.
They have just in the Tennessee State House, they have just voted to expel State Representative Justin Jones. This is because of a...
And I want to point out something right here. You know what? Look at this. This is how a politician should conduct himself. This young man, this young black man, was just removed from office. He's lost his job for absolute bullshit. And yet, look at him. Does he look like Kari Lake did? Does he look like Donald Trump does now? Does he look like that judge in Wisconsin that came out and said that he is going to do everything he can to get his opponent removed from office after she beat him just recently? No. What is he doing? He's walking around, he's shaking hands, saying thank you, showing people how much he appreciates him.
Disorderly protest that he and two other Democratic colleagues held last week in the wake of the shootings in Memphis, Tennessee. 6 people died. There were a lot of people who were very angry about those 6 murders. They converged on the Capitol. 3 of those state representatives.
That's what it's supposed to look like, folks. It's not supposed to be black or white. It's supposed to be everybody together. America together. It's not supposed to be black or white. It's not supposed to be Republican or Democrat. It's supposed to be America. America first. Remember when you guys said that?
And of 3 Democrats, Justin Jones, Justin Pearson, and Gloria Johnson, were disruptive on the floor of the State House. They've one of the 3 has now been expelled from the State House, and the other votes on the other 2 will happen imminently. Let's go to Ryan Young. Ryan, they did it. I have to say, it seems like a rather harsh punishment for being unruly on the floor of the State House. But when you have a supermajority, your party can do whatever it wants.
He's gonna look at that.
Absolutely, Jake. I'm not surprised by this, based upon what Democrats have been telling us all day long. They believe.
So if you look at that too, those are all the children, the young people. Sorry, not children. The young people and some adults that had marched on the Nashville state legislature to attempt to be heard. Imagine trying to do that. Imagine actually trying to be heard by the people that you elected to political office. That's crazy, right? Who would do something like that?
this vote would happen. In fact, we've learned there are plans for all 3 members to walk outside and do a news conference after they're expelled. We do believe Justin Jones will also be escorted from inside the chambers after this procedure happens. There's hope that he's allowed to go to his office to clear it out himself, but there's also a belief that he may be walked directly out and not even get a chance to pack up his own items. This is shocking to so many people because obviously the focus now, especially a lot of the media focus, is on this going on and not the 6 lives that were lost just last week, and even the heroic officers who went in to neutralize the threat. So now you can hear those protesters screaming in the background, "We thought this would happen." We're also told more people might be swelling into the area because they want to participate in the rally that's going to be held here after all these proceedings are done. But Jake, this is quite a shock when you think about the fact that no one has ever been expelled for a procedural matter. This comes down to decorum.
And one of the things about that is no one has ever been expelled for a procedural matter. But in the 1900s, 6 Confederate representatives were expelled because they were doing things that were not considered helpful to moving along the process of helping to integrate slaves, former slaves, into society. And guess what? They were removed. They were expelled. We literally took 4 steps back. So we took Confederate officers and we kicked them the fuck out because we said, if you're not for progress, then get the hell out of here. And then when 2 young black men stood up and decided to talk about something that was not only important to them, that had nothing to do with race and everything to do with supporting our youth and helping to provide a future for our children, a safe future, these people asked them to leave. That says a lot about what this House legislature, Tennessee's House legislature, stands for.
And the decorum wasn't followed, giving the Republicans a chance to pull this off. And like you've noted earlier, these members will have a chance to run for their seat again. So we might be back in the same situation with these.
And don't forget that. If you live in Tennessee, don't forget that. These young men are going to run for office again, and I guarantee it. And I guarantee that these Republicans made a horrible mistake because they just made these 2 young men superstars. I didn't know who these guys were. I was unaware that these young men were doing what they were doing, which is a tragedy in its own. But I can tell you now, I know who they are. I know who Justin Pearson is. And if I was in Tennessee, I'd be voting for him. I'll tell you that right now. And I hope that if you live in Tennessee and you see this video, that when these young men's name end up out there for you to vote for, that you vote for them. Because these are the type of people that you need in political office. These are the type of people that care about you, that care about doing things for you and for your children.
These same members back here in a few months after they probably will get expelled today.
So that's one of the videos, but I want you to also take a look. No commercials. So. Okay, can't have that. I want you to also know that we have one more video here, and that other video was of the next person that was.
The Republican-led Tennessee House has voted to expel one.
So at this point, they've already gotten rid of one of them. That was Justin Jones that was gotten rid of in that video. So then they also had to vote on Justin Pearson and also on the third person, and this is her right here. Sorry, reading the comments. This is like my first route for a little time. You guys are gonna have to forgive me a little bit. I'm trying, guys. I get distracted. I see the comments and stuff. I'm like, people are talking to me. All right, where are we at here? So let's go ahead and let's get this queued up.
One Democrat, and just moments ago, it failed to expel a second. And now the Tennessee House is about to take action against a third.
And once again, what do you see here? What do you see here? What I see is a 60-year-old white woman that is surrounded by young black men that are saying to her that they appreciate her, that they love her, that they love that she stood up for them. That's what America needs. This is what America... Do you see that young man in the back with the fro? My dude, he's about to get expelled. And what is he doing? He's supporting her. He's saying, we're going to do this. That's what America's about. It's not about all this bullshit. It's not about all this weird MAGA shit that is becoming like an infectious mental disease. That doesn't represent America. It doesn't represent how far we've come. That does.
What is taking place is a dramatic act of political retaliation after the representatives, Justin Jones, Justin Pearson, and Gloria Johnson, took to the floor last week to rally for stricter gun control after 6 people, including 3 children, were killed during a mass shooting at a Nashville elementary school. And just moments ago, Johnson spoke to reporters after she narrowly survived the vote.
To the nation, keep watching. We are losing our democracy. We need to make sure that we stomp out this march to fascism. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and we cannot forget that. Eyes on everything, folks.
Johnson, who is white, unlike the other 2 men who are black, was asked why she thinks there was difference in the outcome of her vote.
I will answer your question. It might have to do with the color of our skin.
100%. And this is the problem. You know, you can't have an America that claims it's not racist. Not with this shit. Because it doesn't matter what you say, it matters what you do. And at the end of the day, if you're going to expel 2 young black men that stood up for our rights, for our kids' rights, is undeniable.
Now, earlier, Jones, who was expelled, took to the mic to slam his Republican colleagues.
This is beautiful.
For years, one of your colleagues who was an admitted child molester sat in this chamber. No expulsion. One member sits in this chamber who was found guilty of domestic violence. No expulsion.
And tonight.
So let's put that in context. If you beat your wife, so what? If you, and in this case, I know exactly what this young man's talking about. If you molest some 14-year-old girls that were on your basketball team, no big deal. Wasn't proven. Dude just kind of mildly confessed to it to somebody that he knew. I don't know, dude was just kind of caught apologizing to the young woman that accused him of molesting her. But it wasn't proven, right? But what's worse than beating your wife or maybe allegedly being a child molester? I don't know, standing up for a bunch of kids that don't want to feel unsafe in the classroom. A place where I send my kids and you send your kids. A place where we should feel that we can trust that our kids are going to be safe. But that's not acceptable. You can't stand up and say that you're against children being killed. But you can beat your wife. You can touch your 14-year-old basketball players on your team. That's fucking insane.
President Biden responding to what is taking place in Tennessee, tweeting this: 3 kids and 3 officials gunned down in yet another mass shooting. And what are GOP?
So look, I wanted this to be funny, I wanted it to be fun. What is this liberal douche nonsense? RMG, dog, see me on the street, bro. But here it is, dude. At the end of the day, I don't have to make anything up. It's all right there. I'm not a media personality. I'm not right wing or left wing. I'm an independent. I voted for Republicans. I vote for Democrats. But at the end of the day, y'all chose your side. You're a blood or you're a Crip. But me, I just call it how it is. And I can tell you this, that those young men, they weren't taking sides. Yeah, you heard me, bro. See me on the street. Because I'm not about that. So the way it goes here is that if you want to be a person that is for a real good future for America and for our children, then you should be supporting those 2 young men. because they were actually trying to bring what those young people wanted to the floor. Bring up what they wanted to say to those people. And they were not only stomped down, but they were actually expelled from their office. That's crazy. So let's go ahead and let's watch our boy Micheal Knowles, because he's got something about that. Yeah, it was homeless actually for a little bit there, RMG, but you probably don't know anything about that. So
yesterday, a mob stormed the Capitol to...
All right, here we go.
Disrupt the Legislative Assembly and threaten violence if the politicians didn't give the mob what it...
They never threatened any violence at all. That shit's made up. Speaking of some liberal douchebag nonsense, here's some right-wing bullshit nonsense. They never threatened violence of any type.
Wanted. Now, what's the term that we're supposed to use for that? If the mob comprised conservative Midwestern grannies and eccentric men in horn hats getting personal tours of the Capitol by the Washington police, we would, of course...
Also never happened. You don't have a job. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I got 3 jobs, so I guess you could have one of mine.
Let's call that an insurrection. The most dangerous, almost coup d'etat in the history of the world. But in this case, we're talking about a leftist mob intimidating Tennessee lawmakers just days after a leftist terror attack in the same town, just one day before a planned leftist day of vengeance. So, of course...
I just like to say leftist a lot. That's what this guy's saying. This is just like the video I made about how Trump likes to use keywords. These people love keywords. And if you just say the right ones over and over again, they'll join your cult, okay? They'll give you money. If you got billions and billions of dollars, they'll still send you $100 on your birthday.
That is...
RNG, bro, you just making yourself look worse, bro. Keep on going, big guy. Thanks for adding comments. Every time you add a comment, someone sees my video. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Nothing more than a peaceful protest.
No action!
There, you can hear people in the gallery screaming, "No action, no peace," but they're down there on the floor, too.
Mm-hmm.
Holding signs screaming, "No action, no peace."
It looks terrifying down there. Absolutely terrifying. There's a couple dudes with a bullhorn holding up a sign. I would definitely be afraid for my life. I mean, I can tell that the 6 or 8 people in the back that were discussing what they should do about the situation were obviously scared for their life. Now, let's go ahead and watch some January 6th shit. Let's go ahead and move on over there. Let's go ahead. This is what he's comparing it to. This is what he's comparing it to. Yeah, that looks just about the same to me. Yeah, there's definitely some people breaking down some windows. Oh, yeah, that's exactly the same. Hold on. There's going to be a person with a bullhorn eventually.
Breach of the Capitol to the upper level.
Yeah, that looks just like it, don't it? So let's let him continue to make his point here, because he's doing such a good job. He's doing such a good job.
Obviously disrupting the assembly, disrupting the legislation. Nobody can make any laws while the mob is running the floor of the Capitol.
Oh, for the 7 minutes that they held it up, dude, these men have been filibustering their entire lives. 7 minutes don't mean shit.
No action, no peace. What's it called when you don't have peace? Oh, violence. That's what it's called. That's the opposite of peace.
It's actually wrong. It's called unrest. That is the opposite of peace. Peace and unrest are opposites, not violence. Nope, that's incorrect. But Micheal Knowles don't know that because he's too busy drinking his own Kool-Aid, drinking Ben Shapiro's Kool-Aid. So, either way, Michael Knowles, good try. Solid effort. Continue to do your best. But ain't nobody buying that shit but the people that are already purchased. Let's see what else we got here. Let's take a look at more comments because RMG's in here. RMG, you're doing a good job, dude. You're spelling real well. It's like you have at least a 5th grade education. You can't overthrow the government with a selfie stick. Yeah, dude, you can't overthrow the government at all, bro. But you could keep trying. I mean, I'd pay money to watch you try. Like, you should videotape that so that way we can see it happening. No, I didn't see that, Mikey. I know that they tried to actually make it, you know, they're trying to parallel it. You are so much more articulate than me, RMG. You're talking about blowjobs and stuff, bro. You're doing a good job. You should keep trying, though. Like, you know, just please keep commenting. I really need those comments because, as you pointed out, I only got 12 viewers, bro. So, you know, you keep commenting so that way I can keep getting viewers. Thank you, though. You do realize nobody was arrested for weapons in the Capitol riot. You do realize that 420 people have been sentenced to jail time and that there is 580 more people actually awaiting trial. Yeah, no, not at all. You do realize that a police officer died that day. But no, you're pro thin blue line though, right? Aren't you? Only soccer moms and hysterical ladies hate Trump. Let me just give you the right voice. Only soccer moms and hysterical ladies hate Trump. No, dog, everybody hates Trump but you. There's like you and like 7 people that still love Trump. So, I mean, good try, though. You keep trying. Sentence for trespassing. No, wasn't trespassing either, big guy. You should look it up because, you know, you can read so well. You should definitely look it up. Thoughts on Idaho Governor Brad Little signing the nation's most Christo-nationalist, Nazi wannabe, religion, fascist, anti-student, anti-health, anti-woman laws? I haven't looked at that yet, but I'll check that out, Uncle Fatty. Like, I'm on that. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know, man. That police officer had a stroke. His death was ruled to be from natural causes. Do you know that? Bro, where the fuck do you think he had the stroke from? Jesus Christ, man. Like, go ahead, though. You keep commenting, please. I love this shit. You're actually keeping this going for me. I might have only made it. What are we at? We're like an hour or something like that? I might have only made it like 45 minutes if it wasn't for RMG. You're my dude, bro. That police, Diaper Don is going to prison. Don't say that. RMG's going to get his feelings hurt. He's a snowflake, bro. You are really ignorant about Jan 6. It's true. Natural causes. Yeah, but I've read more about any of this stuff. I guarantee you I'm better educated than you are. But that's okay, though. You should go back to your Patreon where they spoon feed you this stuff and, like, go ahead and regurgitate some more of that shit. That's like, go for it, big guy. Like I said, you're just giving me more comments. This is amazing. I think you've commented more than anybody else on my feed now, so I appreciate you. I think that you should subscribe. I think that you should also become a member of my army because then you can use the prison Trump emoji and the Tantrum Trump emoji, which may be right up your alley. But you can also use the Jordan Klepper emoji, which I think is amazing. Or if you're such a big fan of me, you could also use the Angry Ginger emoji. And you could go around and you could just paste that on all of my posts that you could go on to. You should go check out some of my videos. I think that you would love the Kid Rock video. I do. I think you would enjoy it. You should go check that one out. Ashley Babbitt died of natural causes too. Yeah, that's called fucking. That's fuck around and find out causes right there. Your pesky facts. Yeah, dog. Just call them whatever you want. Alternative facts or alternative facts. You know, you're doing a really good job. He is my biggest fan. I love this dude. He's making me. I'm enjoying my time. I haven't even gotten to my last part. My most enjoyable part. I think I could just sit here and roast this dude for the rest of my life. He's my favorite. I wish I could give you some kind of super fan bonus. I'll give you like $2 for this, RMG. You do realize that Trump's indictment was politically motivated. Yeah, what did you think it would be? Like, you do realize that if Trump would have just let shit go, that he would have got the same treatment as Bush, right? Like, you do realize the only reason that people are saying the words two-tier justice system is because they've known that Donald Trump couldn't shut the fuck up long enough to get out of there to stop damaging the Republican Party. That's why he's being indicted, is because he couldn't shut the fuck up. That's what the coroner said. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He broke the law. And the crazy thing is that we should be on the same side on this subject. We should be on the same side saying that the reason that people like Donald Trump and anybody of his ilk, no matter what politician we're talking about on the left or the right, the reason that they get away with stuff is because they have a bunch of money and influence. Whereas me or you, let me ask you a question, RMG. Let me ask you a question. If you were in a current criminal case and you posted a picture of yourself with a baseball bat next to a picture of the current attorney that was prosecuting your case, how well would you fare? Do you believe you'd go to jail for that? Do you think you would get off scot-free? Because I don't think you would, bro. You are really stupid. You are really stupid. Dude, how old are you, bro? Answer my question. Like I said, answer my question. You tell me, bud. You think that you get away with that? That's a red herring. Oh, dude. All right, I gotta continue with the show, man. You are cracking me up, though. That's a red herring. Scott me, Billy. That's not a red herring. Look up red herring, bro. Jesus Christ. Like, you talking about how educated you are, and you ain't even using the right words. Come on. I thought that they educated you guys better than this. RMG, you're the only one in the chat that's talking trash. Come on, man. You're the only person I got to play off of. Like, come up with something better than that. You don't even know what a red herring is. Bro, I'm not even going to start. All right, guys, and we're going to move on because RMG is a lot of fun, but I know I got the rest of the show to do. I'm going to be here until like 8:30 or 9. You look it up. Oh, dude. Thanks for the homework, bro, but I already know what a red herring is. Cool, though. Cheat on my taxes. You're the smartest kid, RMG. You are. You are both the class clown and the valedictorian, dude. Like, we can't give you enough credit. He's got nothing. Of course he's got nothing. But he's cool, though. Don't be too mean to him. Him and Kid Rock are going through to get some things. I guarantee this guy plays Kid Rock on repeat. This man is listening to Ba Wa Da Ba at like 11 right now. 100%. This dude plays We the People every morning when he gets up to not go to his job. Yeah, clowns are going to clown. That's what they do. Hey, when the clowns take over the circus, bro, that's what's happening right now. The clowns are taking over the circus. All right, there you go. Let's go out here. Thank you, though. I do appreciate you. You're doing a good job. You're doing a great job. You went back to the coroner, bro. Why are you talking about the coroner again? You're like somebody's ex bringing up old shit. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. Let's have some fun. Let's keep rolling. Let's not let let's bygones be bygones. RMG. Let's let bygones be bygones. Let's be friends, bro. Me and you. Like, I got gloves in the garage if you want to come over and spar, but we can just have a beer too. You want to come over and spar, bud? No? Because you probably have a stroke, huh? All right, so what we're going to do here, we're going to watch Ben Shapiro and his hypocrisy on gun control. RMG, stay for this one, all right? Because I want to hear your 2 cents on this one, buddy. You just totally destroy my opinions, bro. I can't keep up with you. You're so rapid fire. I can't. I wish I was as invested in my cult leader as you are, big guy. If I had as much faith in one person as the whole MAGA crowd does in Donald Trump, man, I don't know, man. I might be somewhere living large, or I don't know, giving all my money to him to support his law fees also. Yeah, there you go. Stay for the gun control debate. You missed 90% of it though. All right, let's see what we got. All right, this is gonna be a TYT clip. So RMG's already he's already worked up. He's already triggered. You ready for a Young Turks clip there, RMG? All right, don't get triggered before, okay? Like wait for it. Like stay calm until we get into the video, okay?
Of the week, I have Ben Shapiro for a very specific reason. I have been waiting, as many people have been waiting, for a right-winger to be the one to finally turn on everything they've ever said about gun control, because now they have a group they want to stop from having guns, and here he is.
I'm perfectly fine with banning people who suffer from gender dysphoria from purchasing weapons. That seems to me a pretty significant symptom of an underlying mental malaise that could theoretically be a problem in terms of owning firearms. But I don't think the left believes the same thing.
That is Ben Shapiro open.
Speaking of people on meth, tell me that Ben Shapiro doesn't do a little bit of methamphetamines. And Kasparian is a trust funder that never lifted a finger in her life. You think Ben Shapiro has done anything? Dude, come on, man. What do you think Donald Trump did? Where do you think Donald Trump got all of his money from? You know the best way to the best way to make $1 million? Start with 2. So you agree then that there should be common sense gun laws based on a person's mental health, that certain people should not be allowed to own guns. You agree with that? Doesn't matter whether they're transgender, whether they're male, female, doesn't matter, right? You agree with that? I'm gonna go with yep is the answer. And if that's the answer, me and you may actually have something that we agree on, because I don't believe that there should be no restrictions on guns. I believe that there should be common sense gun laws. I believe you should be allowed to own a gun, but I don't think that felons should own guns. I don't think that if you are not considered mentally stable, you should own guns. And I don't think that you get to choose whether or not somebody is mentally stable based off of whether they're transgender or male or female. Well, I'm asking you, do you agree? That's my point. Because see, the thing is that a lot of people nowadays are all for everybody owning guns until it comes to the person that they don't want to, or the group that they don't want to. A la Reagan, back when the Black Panthers walked the streets with guns, and he was not real happy about that. See, he was real pro-gun until all of a sudden black people had guns and they were showing their right to do so. And then all of a sudden it became well, people shouldn't be doing this. I just said what a common sense gun law means. It means no felons. It means you have to be mentally stable to own a weapon. And you have to have never committed a domestic violence act. Do you know that more women are killed every year in domestic violence assaults with guns than anything else? That's why I read
openly saying, no, there is a group that we want to ban from having guns. He's saying it openly. I know many of you might think that he's in disguise. That's not a fake beard, that he's really trying to grow that. No, he's just on his show saying they have gone from a week ago, Tucker Carlson was like, I guess it's fine that they have guns, to now, no, we're taking it away. They've got a malaise. That's all.
And here's the thing. This is what I'm going to say. I don't agree with Ben Shapiro. Because Ben Shapiro isn't saying what you think he's saying, bro. Ben Shapiro knows that everybody on the right is constantly afraid of a slippery slope. Constantly. Like, their toes are on the edge of the slippery slope. They're just waiting for the first domino to fall because then everything's going to go crazy. And the entire country is going to burn, all because of this one thing. Because you know what the right lives off of? They live off of fear, okay? They're constantly living with the concern that something is about to happen that's going to take away all the stuff they have. Because when you live with privilege, you know, when you live with privilege, all of a sudden, all the stuff you have matters a lot. And so they're constantly living in fear of a slippery slope. What Ben Shapiro is talking about is not taking guns away from transgenders. He's talking about getting rid of transgenders, okay? Because he knows that his base would never support any gun law that restricts anybody's access from weapons because they're afraid of the slippery slope. They're afraid that the first time that a gun law is passed, that they will then lose their rights through some kind of side alley loophole that'll come and all of a sudden Obama will come out of nowhere. Obama will like come out of retirement to take their guns. It's not going to happen. It's never happened. And it's not even logical to talk about taking all the guns from everybody. But these people live in a constant state of fear because they believe it could happen at any moment. So let's talk about what he's actually talking about. What he's actually talking about is attempting to find any transgender person to be mentally unfit or unhealthy. And that isn't a cancellation of gun rights. That's a cancellation of a certain type of person. Democrats have higher incomes. Well, I'm an independent, so I guess I just fall in between both of you, okay? I don't have a huge income. I work all the damn time. I spend more of my life working than doing anything else. And I make a good enough living to support my family. That's what I do. The Dems use statistically rare instances. Hey, let me ask you a question then. How often do transgenders commit mass shootings? And a mass shooting is defined as over 4 people. And there is 3,651 in the last 7 years. What percentage of those were transgender? Thanks for telling me what I am, though. You guys are really good at that. Exactly, Unknown. Yeah, but they don't want to talk about that. They don't ever talk about the things that like don't agree with them, right? Like it's like I'm such a strong thinker. I can take information from all sides, except for just actually I only take it from one. Mass shootings are not rare. 3,651 in the last 7 years. Look at the statistic. I don't have to. I already did. No, he's talking about transgenders. He's not talking about mentally ill people, dude. If you think that Ben Shapiro, a man that is a lawyer that knows very well how to use his words and indirect means is specifically talking about mentally ill people, then he would have said that a long time ago. Here you go. Let's continue the video so we can help you out.
You know, this is difficult for someone who has always been an absolutist when it comes to the Second Amendment, but I believe that in light of this one mass shooting out of hundreds that take place, that we should fundamentally change. No, he's just like, no, I have no problem. Perfectly fine. We're going to strip the guns away from people for this one thing. By the way, they've never believed that mental health problems are a cause for taking away guns. They've never felt that violent threats or domestic violence is a reason. You could literally be attacking someone, stalking them. They have never felt that that was a reason to take away a gun. But now, if you have an identification that is different than what they want you to have, that is all they need to hear for you to be stripped of what they have up until now considered to be an inalienable right.
Yep.
Right, what do you think?
It's amazing. Can we put that B-roll up of what's his name again? Of Ben Shapiro, and I will show you exactly what he looks like. He looks like Red Skelton.
He does look like Red Skelton.
As his like classic.
RMG, this ain't a debate, bro. It ain't a debate. If it was a debate, it'd be me and you actually having like a legitimate conversation. But you don't actually show any interest in having a debate, man. If you wanted to have a real debate, I'd happily do that with you. But you don't. You don't want to have a debate. You just want to say your side, bro. That's it. You just want to continue. You don't admit to anything. You don't agree to facts. All you want to do is just say your thing, and that's it. But that's okay. That's who you are. I'm not judging you. You be you, bro. And you get out there and you do your thing, because I'm going to keep doing my thing. And I'm just going to keep reminding people that people like yourself exist. And when you go out and vote, that they need to go out and vote against you. That's all. That's it. It's all right. Let's do it. That's what a debate is, dummy. No, what you're doing isn't a debate. It's a good try, though. It's a solid effort. And if you keep it up, one day you might be able to figure that shit out. But I'll tell you what, like I said, I'm going to continue with the video, and you continue being you. And I actually wish you all the luck in life, sir. I hope that you do well, but I'm still going to vote against what you're voting for.
Clown character. These are the same person. And there's like his yeah. Nice. So creepy. So creepy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They did
Anyways.
They made it there.
It's so dumb. Yeah, I love that he's basically saying, yeah, I'm going to throw it all out the window. It's this, as John has mentioned, like the intellectual titan of the right just gives away the game and completely tosses all of his supposed values out the window.
Yeah.
Period. Just for this.
Yeah, making violent threats is not a cause. None of this should be a cause. This one specific thing. Just this one specific thing because of this one shooter. Forget the similarities amongst all the previous shooters. There should never be, it's not just that they were against bans. They were against more paperwork. They were against more coordination at the national level. They were against maybe a waiting period, maybe just raising the age slightly, not full bans. You can still have it. They were against everything, absolutists. This one shooting happened, and now if I believe that you're crazy, hands off. You can't have any gun from now on. So, and by the way, I know that they will try to have their transphobic cake and eat it too. Yep. But now Democrats are free to launch all sorts of red flag laws, and if there's worries about all of these different conditions, I guess now that's a thing that we're having an open debate. There's no hard and fast line anymore. No, they're gonna find a way. They're gonna find.
I just want to say thank you to Ben Shapiro for opening that up. That's great. I think that's awesome. Because red flag laws do need to exist. So I think that that's actually super important to the safety of our society. Thank you, Ben Shapiro, for agreeing with us.
Okay, those are our garbage people of the week. But many of you voted. 46,000 of you voted for your garbage people of the week. And here are the top 5. Coming in.
Tim Burkett. Nothing can be done on gun violence. I saw that quote. Yeah, nothing at all. Nothing at all can be done. RMG, I gave you like 5 minutes of fame, bro. You got to be somebody. Like, I know, like you're talking about, have a job and stuff. Like I gave you a job for like 2 to 3.5 minutes there. We were having a good time, but now you need to let go, big guy. Like we can't be friends because we don't agree and stuff, but we can be fellow Americans though. We still live in a place where you've got Netflix like on demand. You've got Uber, they'll come and pick you up, take you to whatever your fast food place is, take you to Five Guys. I know you probably love Five Guys. Maybe 6, things like that in your life. Like, don't ruin it. Ain't no need now. Let's just let it go. Let's just let it go, bud. Let's just, let's agree that our relationship was short-lived, and it's probably better that we didn't get married in the end, and we don't have to split half our shit. So I appreciate you stopping in, and I like that you enjoyed the show. You seem to really have enjoyed the show, and you like my laugh a lot. And maybe if I ever see you on Grindr, bro, I'll swipe right, right? That's what I'm supposed to do? Swipe right? I don't know, man. I don't know what you want. I know what you want from me now. You didn't do a very good job. You didn't make this, it was a very one-sided conversation. But I just want to say to everybody to watch, we got 50 total people, RMG, me and you, bro. We might have to get a podcast together. I already have a podcast partner, but I might have to drop him for you, dude. We might have to do that for you, big guy. I want to thank everybody. The show's over, RMG. The show's over, big guy. Like, you got to let it go, dude. Yeah, there's a Mark Twain quote on that, Uncle. There's a Mark Twain on that. Google Mark Twain stupid quote, RMG, and let me know how that goes. But anyways, I appreciate every one of you. 2,500 subscribers in something like, I don't know, like 35 days or something like that. So I love all of you guys. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me. You know, I'm not out here making money off of YouTube, but I am making a lot of friends and getting, you know, actually quite a bit of amusement from certain people like RMG. Dude, just keep coming to my live feeds, RMG. Like, you could be my biggest fan. You be like a groupie or something like that. Like, I don't know, I'd kick you down like a t-shirt or something. Like, you want a hashtag 34 felonies? You want a hashtag 34 felonies t-shirt, bro? Because I'll get you one. I'll send you an autograph one. You want me to autograph for it? Look at it. He just can't stop. This is the fastest this man has typed in his entire life. 17 subs, man. Mikey, I love you, bro. I'm so thankful for everything that you, like I said, there was times when I was doing this just messing around that I was like, why am I like doing this? I'm just like sitting here having a good laugh. I'm just trying to meet like-minded people and just have a good laugh and enjoy my day and have fun. But I did. I met Mikey. I met, who's my boy, Diggable. Thank you so much, man. I 100% appreciate you. You were here. You're doing all the other stuff early. Carolyn Maybe came in and said hi. And I'm sure we'll see more of the regulars next time around as well. So I just want to thank everybody. I am so appreciative of everything that you guys have done in my life. And I want you guys to keep doing the thing, and don't forget, let's get out there and vote, because there's a lot of people that are gonna get out and vote. RMG that say things like CNN parrot. You're killing me, bro. You just can't stop. You love me too much, man. I'll give you my address. We can hang out. We can wrestle. You want to wrestle? Like I said, man. All right, guys. I appreciate you all. I love you very much. Let's remember to keep America just the way it is. Beautiful, progressive. Let's remember to take Justin Pearson and Justin Jones. If you live in Tennessee, vote for those young men. Keep getting young people like that involved in politics, because let me tell you, we have too many old people in politics and not enough young, progressive, future-minded people, and I can't wait to see what people like that bring to our country. So thank you a lot, guys. Sorry we got derailed a little bit. I was just joking with RMG. I'm sorry, RMG, if I hurt your feelings. It looks like I did. Don't get triggered, bro. It's not worth it. Like, you're getting real, like, you're gonna make me cry a little bit because I feel sad for you. Like it's okay, bro. It's all right. We've got a part now, though. Like, me and you, we weren't meant to be. Okay? Love you guys. All right. See you next time.